Hello, we are on lesson 75, which starts, well, this part starts on page 478. So, hopefully you have your book out as I read this, because I know it's hard to see. So this says, as Micah rides a skateboard, we can measure his movements. We might use feet or meters to measure the distance Micah travels. To measure Micah's turns, we may use degrees. Just as for temperature measurements, we use the degree symbol, which is that little circle, to stand for degrees. So if Micah makes a full turn, then he has turned 360 degrees. So a full, he's facing one way and turns all the way around to face that way again, 360. If Micah makes a half turn, he has turned 180 degrees. So if he is facing forward and turns to face backwards, it's 180 degrees. And a quarter turn is 90 degrees. So facing kind of forward and then turning one way, just a little quarter of a turn. Besides measuring the amount of turn, we may also describe the direction of turn as clockwise, which means you're going with the clock. So the way that the minute and hour and second hand go on a clock, that's clockwise, or counterclockwise, and that's just the opposite way. So counter is opposite way, and clockwise is the way that the hands on the clock go. For instance, if we tighten a screw by turning it clockwise, and we loosen a screw by turning it counterclockwise. Or there's the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So righty, tight, left, counterclockwise, or loose. So there is that. And here we go with example 1. It says Maria and Irina were both facing north. Maria turned 90 degrees clockwise. So let's just draw a little picture. Here's Maria. She's facing north. And Irina is also facing north. Maria turned 90 degrees clockwise. So, we know that a clock goes this way. So if she turned 90 degrees, now Maria's facing that way. So she just did a little turn from here to there. That's 90 degrees. Similarly to our triangles, you might see this, right? 90 degrees, or a right angle is 90 degrees. So it's the same thing. And Irina turned 270 degrees counterclockwise. So she went this way, and she went 270, which she turned, let's see if she's facing this way, she turned all the way around and faced that way. So she turned 200, this whole circle part is 280 degrees. So now Irina is also facing that way. So this shows it right there that Maria turned that way and Irina went the long way, counterclockwise, to get to the same spot. After turning, in which direction were the girls facing? So we know our directions are never, we've talked about this before, never eat shredded wheat. So if they're both facing this way, then they are facing east. So, or there's never eat soggy waffles, never eat shredded wheat. That's how you remember your north, east, south, southwest. And that is that. Example 2 says describe the amount and the direction of a turn around point A that would position triangle 2 on triangle 1. So here's point A. And the amount and the direction. So would it be going clockwise or counterclockwise, and how many degrees? So if we look at this triangle, we can see that if we we're going to turn it around this point right there. So if we kind of took it and turn it all the way around, we'd go, well, I I guess you could go clockwise and counterclockwise, because you could just put it counterclockwise and just kind of boop, put it up there, or you can kind of take it all the way around. And I think probably the simpler one is to kind of boop it up this way. So that would be, sorry, I'm gonna just, it's counterclockwise. Counter, because that won't fit. Counterclockwise, and how many degrees? Well, we talked about how this is 90 degrees in a triangle, so we're just gonna move it, boop, 90 degrees. And that little symbol means degrees, but we don't have that symbol on our laptops, I don't think. So you'll just write 90 degrees out in words, because if we have that, I don't know where it is. So that is that. And here it shows us how we did that. So it showed that we took it and moved it boop, that way, and it only went 90 degrees. So also remember, a full circle all the way around is 360 degrees. So you'll have to maybe do some math. If it's 90 degrees, how much is left? You'll have to subtract 90 from 360, which is a homework problem, and I will do it with you, but that is that. So our degrees are kind of, oops, our different options of degrees are 90, 180, is it 2, I think 270, yep, 270, and 360. Those are the different kinds of degrees we'll have for how much a thing can move. And remember, clockwise goes this way, it's the way the clock goes, so that's, and then counterclockwise goes the opposite way. So clockwise, and this is counterclockwise. So remember, opposite, counter, opposite, and clockwise goes with the clock. Alrighty. Let's see, we're gonna go over, we're gonna do A, B, C, and D, E, and maybe F, because why not? Make sure we get it, because this one might be a little tricky to get the hang of. So lesson practice A says, Waukesha skated east, turn 100 degrees clockwise, and then continued skating. In what direction was Waukesha skating after the turn? So here we go. We're going to put our never eat shredded wheat, and she is going this way right now. And I'm just going to put a little W for Waukesha there in the middle. So she's going east. She turns 180 degrees clockwise, so she's going to go this way because that's the way the clock goes. And remember, we talked about 180 is you're facing forward. You do a 180, you just turn around. So she's just going to keep going, and now she's going to be facing that way. So in what direction was she skating after the turn? West. I thought you said east. If you watch SpongeBob, you might get that. Alright. And B, C, D, and E all tell us, well, and F, I guess, to describe each rotation in degrees clockwise or counterclockwise. So B says a quarter turn to the left. So remember, if we think about it as kind of circles, remember this is like a quarter because it's 1/4, just like we have a quartered monies, it's 1/4. So just turned all this way here. So if someone was facing this way and turned all the way this way, oops, it says to the left, sorry. They're facing this way and turn all the way this way. They have turned 90 degrees counterclockwise. And it's a long, I think it's 2 words. I think it's a hyphen actually. Alright, letter C says a full turn to the right. So full all the way around. So it's facing here, and we're going to go all the way around to the right because I write with my right hand, so we go this way, and it's going to go all the way around. So it is 360 degrees, and oops, I made that 0 not big enough. 60 degrees, and it's clockwise. And we have letter D, which has 3/4 turn to the left. So again, we think of it as our circles. One, well, I guess we're going left. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. So we start here and we go 1, 2, 3, and we end up there. So we have gone 270 degrees, and we're going left, so that is counter clockwise. And I'm going to do letter E, a half turn to the right. So half, we just went face forward, and now we've only turned backwards. So we are facing forward, going to the right halfway, and now we have gone this much, and that is 180 degrees, and we went to the right, so that is clockwise. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry if you can't. So if you need to have a cheat sheet on the different degrees of 90 degrees, 180, 270, and 360. If you need a little cheat sheet, this is 90, or I guess you could do it this way too. Could even do it that way, whatever. 90 degrees. 180 is a full turn, so it's kind of like a line. 270 is this whole bit, and let's say it's like that, or it could be like that, or so that would be 270, and 360 is a full circle. So if you need to keep something like this around so you can see it, do that. Those are your angles. Try to get a better visual. I don't think I have anything here to do a better visual. But yeah, that's that. Stay tuned for your homework questions, and make sure you have your book out and are doing it with me as I do it on the whiteboard.